Hi guys, I'm X6. We're back at the Mecca, and I got the beautiful Sheena Martin on her birthday, mind you. Happy birthday, Sheena.
Thank you. It's my birthday.
And we are just about 1 week out from the New York Pro. Very exciting. The New York Pro is a show you won last year, qualified for the Olympia, so you're returning, so you're defending your title this year.
I am. Yes, bit of extra nerves and pressure, obviously, because I won it last year. And I obviously want to win it again. Everyone goes into a show wanting to win, and there are a lot of amazing girls doing the show. So, you know, I'm just staying in my own lane and working hard, and will bring hopefully my best.
Awesome. Is it tougher to go into the show having won it before, or is it easier to go and, you know, not being the top dog?
I don't know really. I mean, I always consider myself the underdog, just because it makes me work harder.
Yeah.
So, you know, anyone can have a great day and win a show,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you're going to keep winning. You know, you have to keep working and keep
That's
improving,
right.
because everyone's out there trying to improve and trying to be the best. So, you know, you
Yeah.
can't just settle and
That's right.
say, you know, I'm the defending champion.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you've got to show that you're always improving and working.
Yeah, that's always your goal anyway. All right, we're gonna get there. What are we doing today?
I'm hitting upper body.
Okay, great. All right, thanks for having us, Sheena. Alright, we're here with the beautiful Sheena, and we're just T-minus 6 days from the 2018 New York Pro, and this is the returning champ, so I'm very excited to have you go back, Sheena. I'm always excited to compete, but I think you know, New York was good to you, and you did so well last year, so I can't wait to see what you bring this year. Talk to me about this prep a little bit this year and how it's been going for you.
I mean, I did the Arnold, Ohio and Australia in March. I finished 8th in Ohio and then 5th in Australia. So, I mean, obviously, and I said this earlier, like, we all go into these shows hoping to win. Of course we do. You know, you want to be the best in the world. You want to win every show you do, but you can't. So, you know, those Arnolds obviously are by invitation only. So just to be invited to do those shows was, you know, a huge honor. It was my first time doing the Arnold in Ohio, and it was my 4th time actually doing the Arnold in Australia. I've done every single year, so that was pretty cool.
Talk about Columbus. How was that for your first time? Was it as good as you thought?
It was a great experience. I mean, I did that show as an amateur in 2014, so
Nice.
I hadn't been back to the Arnold, Ohio since 2014 when I competed as an amateur. So, you know, when I did that show as an amateur, I came 2nd in my class, and I had only done my first show like less than 5 months earlier. So
Wow.
I did my first show, then I won the New Zealand Nationals and got invited to go and do the Arnold. So it was, I didn't really have any idea what I was getting myself in for, but I went to watch the pro bikini at the Arnold, and I remember, you know, watching those girls up there and thinking, man, I want to be a pro one day, and I want to get up there and do this show one day. So to go back there 4 years later and compete as a pro, I actually turned pro 2 weeks after that first Arnold amateur I did. So the turning pro part happened pretty quickly, but, you know, obviously trying to get, you know, to become one of the best in the world as a pro is a whole different thing to just winning your pro card. You know,
Yep.
when I won my pro card, I'd only been competing for, you know, almost 6 months, so I was such a baby. It was my 4th show, and, you know, I had naturally a pretty good physique to start with, just because of all the dancing and horse riding I had done, but I hadn't been training for the sport until really, a few weeks, months before I did my first show. So I was so new to it, and it's taken obviously time for my body to develop in all the right places, all the places that weren't, say, my dominant muscles from the sports that I did growing up. So, it takes time to build a physique that's complete. So it's been hard work to get to here, but yeah, no, I'm excited about this show. I did compete in Pittsburgh a week ago, and that didn't go to plan. I was actually looking the best I've ever looked in my hotel room, and something went wrong in the half an hour before the stage, and I ended up, I don't know whether it was a reaction to the glaze they used on me, or a reaction to being warm and then getting extremely cold and then extremely hot very quickly. But I swelled up, puffed up, even my face. It was really bizarre.
Wow.
And I essentially didn't recognize myself in my stage photos. It was that obvious. And
Wow.
one of the judges even said he didn't want to say anything, but my face was even swollen. I was like, I know, I have no idea what the hell happened. So that was really obviously disappointing. I went into Pittsburgh, I came 50 last year, and I had high hopes of doing better than last year, this year. So that was a setback. It didn't go to plan. I was hoping for a top 3 in Pittsburgh and New York, so that I would safely have enough points to qualify for the Olympia and not have to worry about having to do more shows, so that I could give my body a bit of a break, because the new point system, obviously, it's all points now. There's no winning, you're in for bikini. So that's, it's a bit of a setback. Obviously, I didn't get any points in Pittsburgh. I finished in 8th there, which, 8th out of a field of 30 something is still great, but it's not good enough if you want to be the best in the world.
Right.
So yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but it's hard to comprehend how that happened, because I got back to my hotel room and I looked great, and then the next day I looked even better than the day before. So it was like, I don't know.
We've heard that story many times, but let me ask you this: how do you bounce back? Because you're really good at that. You're really good about putting whatever happens, behind you quickly. And how do you bounce back and just say, you know what, that's it, okay, put it behind me, and then moving on? It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not. I'm pretty stubborn. If someone tells me I can't do something, I'll be like, you know what, screw it, I'm doing it. And if I have obstacles in my way that are making it very hard for me to achieve something, I will want even more so to achieve it. I think, I've never just been successful. I've never been lucky. I've never had anything handed to me. I've had to work my ass off for everything that I've had, in life, and I've been raised like that as well. So, to me, the harder it is to achieve it, and the more you have to sacrifice and the harder you have to work, the more worthwhile it is when you get there. So, I say this a lot, people look at me and think I've done, I'm so successful, but I lose a lot more than I win. There are a lot more setbacks than there are comebacks.
I'm glad you say that, because people always think it's glamorous and, oh, this person wins all the time. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, it's not. It's hard. Like, there have been shows where things haven't gone to plan. I've been like, well, how do I do this? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just give up and go back to being a lawyer. But, well, that was miserable, so I'm not going to do that. But everyone faces challenges in life, unless you are, one of those people who has handouts and just or happens to be lucky, which I'm not one of those people. It's anything worth having, you have to work for it. So, when things don't go to plan, I just think it's really important to, pull yourself together, and there's no point sitting around feeling sorry for yourself or dwelling on what's happened. So many people had me winning Pittsburgh. I had so many people had me to win the show, and there was nobody doing Pittsburgh that beat me at either of the Arnolds, so it would make sense that I would be one of the favourites to go out there. But firstly, it's different judges, so different judges like different looks, and there are things you can't predict. There will always be. It's a subjective sport.
That's right.
And your body is such a finely tuned machine. When you get that close, that the littlest things obviously can completely upset things. So I think it's really important to keep it in perspective, and at the end of the day, I compete to inspire people to go out and try and achieve their dreams.
I think you're doing that. I think, and I'm glad you're talking about it, because sometimes people that just compete and you don't really know everything that goes behind all that work, and it's easy to get down on yourself a lot of time. So
yeah, I mean, as I said, you know, of course we want to win. Like, I want to become Miss Olympia, but that might never happen. There's a lot of things I can't control. The only thing I can control is me consistently working hard to be improving all the time. But you know, the thing is, every single athlete out there is doing that. Everybody's out there trying to be their best and trying to keep improving. It's a lovely motorbike, but it's really loud.
I know. It's California, baby. Do you think that the best or the strongest mind has a better chance to win at the end of the day?
Well, you know what, Dave? It's really hard to beat someone who never gives up.
That's right.
You know, so if I just don't quit ever, yeah, I might be 50 and I'm still like, you know what? Screw it, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. No, I mean, this sport is there's a huge mental element to it. You know, a lot of people look at what we do and think that, you know, would be a great, you know, goal to set, but it's not actually until people try and do it that they realize what all is involved. You know, it's obviously the train incredibly hard, but it's the diet as well, and
that's
it's
right. Everything
in your life. It's getting enough sleep. It's, you know, the recovery. It's
24/7. 24/7.
It is the mindset. You know, if you don't have the kind of mentality where you are willing to keep pushing yourself constantly, then you're never going to reach your potential. And that, to me, that is the most important thing, that I am always evolving, you know. So getting back up in New York, and obviously there's going to be a lot of amazing girls up there, but you know, my goal is to look a lot better than I did last year when I won. And if that means I win again, then awesome, that's a goal. If it means that I don't win again because there's someone there that's better than me, then it's tough shit, and I go back to work and I work harder and I try and be better. So, you know, it's all...
That's awesome.
That's what it is.
What a great outlook. Well, Sheena, best of luck in New York. Thank you so much for having us on J Cutler TV this time. You guys, first time we have the beautiful Sheena on J Cutler TV. And I know, I'm very excited. And then you still doing your videos? You're still, you know, helping everybody online?
I'm still doing my videos,
you're very
still
busy.
Coaching,
That's awesome.
And got possibly some exciting coaching stuff coming up in the future, which I'll tell you about off camera, but we can't tell the world yet.
Give your Instagram address.
What was that? Instagram at Sheena Jane, SHEENAJAYNE_fitness.
All right, hit her up and then follow Sheena. She's very inspiring, and I'm a fan. So, all right, Sheena, thank you so much.
Thank you.